poppin', everybody? It's your boy Armon, and we're back with another video. If you're a returning subscriber, then you know how this thing goes. And if you're a new subscriber, welcome and hello. All right, so we got to get into some things. As you can see by the picture down here in the lower left hand or right hand corner, depending on how you're looking at it, I don't know. You will see Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. And child, they had an explosive interview with Oprah Winfrey over on the CBS network last night. And I listen, first of all, I just want to shout out to Oprah because Oprah did her thing. You know, Oprah sometimes, she does a little, she coons out from time to time. But in this interview, Oprah really got to the gusto of what we needed. You know what I mean? I feel like Oprah really did her thing with this. She asked all the right questions. She got all the information that we needed, even when they weren't, too forthcoming with the information. We got into it, And so basically, what I got from this thing, because I got to be honest with you, I didn't really know that much about the royal family. I didn't do that much research on them. I had known about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, and obviously, about the Queen of England and all of that, and Princess Diana. Like, I knew just enough, just based off of just simple knowledge. I didn't get invested in it. However, child, to know what this woman had went through, all because she was black. And if you ask me, she ain't really black. But anyway, because she was black, I mean, no one said that, but that's the undertone of it all. Like, once you really sat and listened to the interview, you kind of realize that this whole thing is because, Prince Harry brought a black girl home. You know what I mean? And you just realize that she wasn't being treated fairly. She was being compared to Kate, which was Prince William's wife. Everything she would do, everything Kate would do would be praised. Everything that Meghan would do would be crucified, right? And she talked about not feeling protected. She talked about how her son Archie was not going to receive security. He was not going to receive, he wasn't going to be deemed a prince. And I'm like, well, why not? Now, she said that she didn't care, if Archie didn't become a prince or any of that, because, she's a girl from LA. In my mind, I feel like my son should be a prince too. He's born into this royal family. He should be a prince. Now, the tea is, they didn't want to make him a prince or give him security because he was black. Now, she didn't say that, but I feel like that was the undertone. Like, actually, Meghan did a very good job with protecting everybody and not really making it about race earlier on. But for me, I could tell like that was the undertone. But she didn't want to just come out and say it. It wasn't until Prince Henry came and he was really saying it was an issue about her race. Now, the one thing she did say, though, was that somebody had a conversation with Prince Henry, and they were concerned about how dark her son Archie was going to be. Now, nobody wanted to say who that person was, but Prince Henry later on came out and cleared up the fact that it wasn't the Queen of England, it wasn't his grandmother, and it wasn't his grandfather, which only leads me to believe that it was, and I feel like I know this without a shadow of a doubt, that it was his father. His father is the one that said it. His father is the one that, in my mind, his father is the one that was like, listen, you're going to be bringing home a black baby to the kingdom. You know what I mean? You're going to have a black kid. And I feel like Prince William just kind of stood behind his dad and kind of co-signed him and had his dad's back. I don't feel like Prince William was like, you can't have a black kid, but I think he was more along his dad, like, had his dad back, like, father is right. Wait, that's not the right one. Father is right. Father is right. I don't know. I can't do the accent, but you know what I mean. He was trying to say, Daddy's right. You cannot have a black baby. My accents get all mixed up, but you know what I'm saying. So I feel like the dad is the real racist, prejudiced one, and then the brother is just kind of trapped in it, like like Henry said, and he just kind of went behind whatever his dad said. Now, shout out. I also want to shout out to Tyler Perry, because when they had no place to stay, Tyler Perry gave him one of their big mansions to stay in and gave him security. So that was super dope of Tyler Perry. And I also want to give a shout out to Prince Harry, because you can still tell that, Prince Harry is royalty. Even from his air, the way he speaks, the way he carries himself, you can tell he comes from royalty. But the fact that he is sticking by his wife's side because he knows that that was some BS, what they did to her in that kingdom, or Kingdom Palace, whatever. I think that's very commendable, and I think that Meghan is very, very strong. At first, I was like, "Well, why is she doing this? Why is she talking?" But I hadn't realized she was going through so much. You know what I mean? I didn't realize she was going through so much with the British tabloids, and they weren't protecting her. They were literally letting the British tabloids destroy her. And I feel like they probably were doing that in hopes that she wouldn't be strong enough and she would just leave. And they would just divorce or break up, and he would get him a pretty porcelain white woman from Europe, from Britain, whatever, from England. I don't know. But that didn't happen that way. He got him a mixed biracial woman from Los Angeles. Now, yes, she's black, but she's not black like that. So I don't know how dark they thought that baby was going to come out, because she's got a real light speck of black in her. She's not just black like that, in my opinion. Okay. Now, but still, that still makes white people nervous. But although I still thought the interview was a very good interview, I would have never thought that the royals were, prejudiced like that. You know what I mean? It's almost like, wow. No matter where you go, no matter what time period we're in, a lot of people do not want to see black people in positions of power. A lot of people don't want to see black people as royalty. Like, why wouldn't they give her son a prince title? Because he was black? So anybody connected to her and their family was not going to be deemed, because they didn't want to have black people in the palace. That's so unfortunate. You know what I mean? That's ridiculous. That's sad. And I'm with Meghan and I'm with Prince Harry. Like, I'm glad that they spoke out. She also talked about how she wanted to kill herself. That was crazy to me. And she would have to put a smile on her face, and she would literally be crying every single day, because I believe she wanted, like she said, she wanted to live that life. She would have done everything that they wanted her to do. She was willing to become the royal princess or duchess or whatever you call it. She was willing to do that. But they just needed to protect her, and they were letting those tabloids annihilate her. And so she had enough. And I think it was right for them to get out of here. And I'm so glad that they came and spoke out about this, because no one would have ever known that this was going on. I would have never imagined in a million years that it was an institution like that. I think it was so interesting. She said she even had to go to HR, like the human resources department, like to get answers about, her family, and like talk, and like to go somewhere and do things like, no, I wouldn't want to live that life where I can't even call or take an Uber or get a cab, or just, I got to give over my ID, my passport, everything, because everything is booked and done through an institution. Oh no, I don't know if I would like that either. And then on top of the fact, I'm not even feeling protected. People are literally annihilating me all the time, and I can't say anything. All I get to do is go out and smile. But yet you guys are praising Kate and, allowing the tabloids to praise Kate. But then because I'm the black girl, low key, I don't get any support. And let me tell you something. I personally feel like that Kate feels some type of way. I kind of feel like I feel like Kate was a little bit jealous. And I feel like the institution was intimidated by the fact that Meghan was so relatable and people cared about her. I feel like Kate was being pushed on the people. And Meghan just had this kind of natural charisma about herself that people actually were gravitating to. And Kate probably didn't like that either. You know what I mean? So I say the interview was a phenomenal interview. I'm glad they're doing well. And two, Prince Harry had made a comment. He was like, he wouldn't be able to do what he's doing right now if he didn't have the money that his mom left him. And I'm thinking, how much money did she leave? My God, because I don't know if you guys watch. If there's a part in the beginning of the episode of the interview which I chuckled at it. I thought it was just funny. Oprah was like, you're up the road, I'm up the road, and this is a friend's backyard, because they had a nice layout. Meaning, girl, if you like this, you like my house, and y'all got a big house up the road and up the road. Y'all are in the same. Y'all live in the same area. Y'all live in the same neighborhood, okay? And y'all got a big. It's money on the floor. So Diana left some money on the floor, okay? So child, and he's tapped in. He's tapped into the money on the floor and where it's residing right now, and it's residing in California. All right, but no, in all, I thought that was a great interview. I'm glad that she got that story out because I had no idea that it was even given that. I had no idea all that went behind that, and what I didn't know it was an institution. I didn't know what I thought. I just thought they were just like, I don't know, somehow like the British government, and they were just kind of like, I don't know, a family, and it just, I don't know what I thought. But now I know it's a whole business, right? And it's a whole, everything goes through an institution. And I feel like Prince Harry's father is one of the main people in that's leading the charge on that. And, it's unfortunate that him and his father are not talking. He also discussed that him and his brother, is spaced out, which I feel like that's why I feel like the father is the one that really hurt him and disappointed him. And the brother just kind of is like, I got to go with the majority of the family. I'm the oldest brother. I'm next in line if something happens to grandma, dad, and then it's me. So, you know what I mean? I got to make sure that I'm doing everything right. And so, that's just kind of what that is. And I feel like the brother is just, he's going to be loyal to his family. And not for nothing, the brother has a white British wife. So, I mean, there's no problem there. Prince Harry decided that he wanted to go get him a black girl, if we going to call her black. But because y'all not going to force that she's just so black down my throat. But we'll call her black just for the sake of conversation. But anyway, that woman looked as white as my hand right here, okay? She do not look black like that. The only thing that's black is maybe those roots, but Miss Mama's is white, period. She may not be British, but she's definitely Caucasian, okay? But anyway, listen, Prince Harry decided that he wanted him to get him a black woman. I guess if you squint real close, she might be black. But anyway, they wasn't having it, child. They was worried about what that baby was going to look like, and we're not giving no protection to that, and we're not doing none of that. And I thought that was interesting. So I think that those royals should be exposed. You know what I mean? And I commend her for coming out and telling her story, speaking her truth. One thing I liked about Meghan is the fact that she is a down-to-earth, real person. You know what I mean? Like, you could tell, I'm like, this is a real bitch. She is a real individual. Like, you can tell she's not with all the extras. And then she would even say, like, she didn't even know the proper protocol. She didn't know how to really curtsy. She didn't even know their national anthem. Like, she would try, like she was trying to do it, but they never really accepted her. And honestly, they were never going to accept her. They were never going to accept her children because they're mixed with black. And so that is what it is. And it's the world that we live in today. And I think that, she was great for putting that out there, and I thought it was a phenomenal interview, and I think Oprah did her thing, and yeah, so those are my thoughts on it. What did you guys think about the interview? Who do you guys think made the comment about the sun being too dark, or the color of the sun's skin? I think it was the father first leading the charge, and I think the brother stood behind what his dad said. So let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.